The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
My brother Yossi, who I think I've talked to you about in the past, he has a yeshiva in Israel now. They nicknamed the yeshiva the last stop. I think that says it all. I think it says it all. It's a yeshiva that's literally the last stop. It's a yeshiva that's basically comprised of guys that the world just gave up on. A yeshiva that these guys went to psychiatrists and psychologists, and they went to rehab centers. They went everywhere. And the world gave up. Thrown out of their homes, nowhere to go. And this is the last stop. And I've spoken in the past how the unbelievable things that they do with these guys, and the power of Torah, and how when Torah goes into a guy, no matter what his addiction is, it changes the essence of the person. We've spoken about this in the past. Their technique, their secret at the last stop. Well, just a few days ago, Yossi came in from Eretz Israel, and I was lucky enough to spend a few minutes with him this past Sunday. And when all the brothers get together, it's an interesting event. And Yossi says to me, Duvi, listen, I brought you back a story. I said, now we're talking. Leave the t-shirts and the souvenirs for the kids. Give me the goodies. What do you got? He says, listen to this. He says, we have a boy by us that came this past Elul. His name is Mikey Green. He says, we tried everything with this Mikey. We tried anything and everything to motivate him. And he said, one day I just had that one-on-one, heart-to-heart talk with Mikey. And I said, Mikey, listen, I know you're a bright kid. I know you're a smart kid. You're just so lazy. You need motivation. What can I give you to motivate you to make a Siyum on a Gemara, to finish a Masechet, any Masechet you want? What can I give you? What means something to you? Well, Mikey thinks and he says, I don't know, nothing really. Can I give you money? No. Can I take you on a trip somewhere up north? We'll go skiing on the Shalmon? No. We'll do the 50-foot jump in the Banyas? No, thank you. I'll take you to Masada. I'll take you here. I'll take you there. I'll take you to Eilat. No, scratch that. I'll take you wherever you want. Nothing he can tell the boy would motivate him to do the Siyum. Nothing. Till finally, one day, Mikey Green walks up to Yossi and says, I got something. And if you do this for me, I'll learn the Masechet. I'll make a Siyum. He said, okay, tell me, well, what is it? He says, listen, I hear that you're going back to America soon, right? To recruit, interviews for new guys for the coming year. When you go back to America, if you're willing to go to my father, and you're willing to tell my father what I did, then I'll sit and work my head off to make a Siyum. He deserves it. My father put tremendous sacrifice for me. There was nothing that he wouldn't do to help me. That's my motivation. If you are willing to tell my father what I did when you go back to America, then I'll finish the Gemara, the Masechet. I'll make a Siyum. Yossi said, okay, deal. That's it. I mean, you're letting me off easy. I was going to do much more than that. But Yossi said, Mikey, just explain to me, why do you need me to tell your father? Why don't you just pick up the phone and call him when you make the Siyum? Matter of fact, we'll put him on conference by the Siyum. He'll listen. Everybody will listen. He'll hear the Mazal Tov. He'll hear everybody cheering for you. It'll be much more than me just delivering a message. He says, no. The only way I'm ready to do this is that when you go to America, you, Yossi, you and only you go and tell him what I did. Okay. He didn't understand it, but if that's what it takes, that's what I'll do. Okay. And sure enough, a few minutes later, Mikey makes the Siyum on Masechet Makot. Yossi comes to America, and he's going to keep his side of the deal. Yossi tells me that this past week, he put one day aside to meet Mr. Green, Mikey's father. He calls up Israel. Says, Mikey, today I'm going to go meet your father. Give me the address. Where does he live? He says he lives in Staten Island. He said, okay. Give me the address. Where does he live? He says he's right off of 495 Route 1, and the street is 17 Arlington Way. So Yossi writes down quickly the address. He thanks him. Yossi gets his GPS out. He punches it in. He drives out right in between Staten Island and New Jersey, Route 1. And as he's driving, he's looking around. And finally, the GPS tells him, you now have arrived at your destination. He's looking around, and he doesn't see any houses. It's off of a highway. He doesn't see nothing. He says, maybe I heard the wrong address. And then he looks up, and he sees that his car is parked right in front of a cemetery. Yes, he says, he drives into the cemetery. He goes up to the office. He says, excuse me, do you have a gentleman here buried by the name of Henry Green? They put it into the computer. Yes. His grave is on 17 Arlington Way. Now, Yossi had to sit down. Yossi quickly goes back out to the car, drives through the cemetery. He comes to the street on the cemetery. The way the cemetery was divided was in streets. And there on 17 Arlington Way, right off of the road, he was already able to see the tombstone of Mr. Henry Green. Yossi gets out of his car. He's totally blown away. Had no clue that Mikey's father passed away. He walks up to the tombstone. Yossi tells me, like a true Bensoussan, I cleared my voice. And he said, Mr. Green, I just came from Eretz Israel. Originally, I came to tell you that your son made a Siyum on a Masechet Makot Gemara. But in truth, now I find that I'm here to tell you so much more. Not just that your son made a Siyum, but that the only motivation that we were able to get him to learn was only because I would come and tell you. You were his motivation. You are his motivation. You, his father. And because of you, Mr. Green, and the sacrifices and the love that you showed your son, that was the only motivation that got him to finish this Masechet, this Gemara. And I'm standing here in front of you today to tell you this. So we tonight turn to our Borei Olam, our Avinu Shebashamayim, our Father. And we say, Borei Olam, our motivation is going to be the sacrifice and the love that we've seen from you, what you've done for us, what you do for us, and what you continue to do for us, how you protect us, how you save us, how you take care of us. What Hashem doesn't do for us is unbelievable. Borei Olam, in return, we're coming back to you with actions and feelings of sacrifice, of emotion, of feeling in everything we do. It's not about the size. It's not about the dollar amount. It's not about the plaque. It's definitely not about the kavod. It's all about you, Hashem. And everything that I'm going to do from now on, whether it be big or small, it's going to be with lev. It's going to be with heart. It's going to be with tremendous feeling. It's going to be with tremendous sacrifice. I'm here, Borei Olam, to come closer through sacrifice to you. I want that bond and that relationship because you, Borei Olam, your loving kindness is my motivation. Thank you so much for coming.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org